Hello everyone, good morning, good morgen and buenos dias to our AcuSeek 2026 update webinar. I'm Nick Robinson, a pre-sales engineer at Hikvision, and thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions at any point, please drop them in our Q&A panel and our product team will respond to them as we go. We will review these questions in the Q&A section at the end of the webinar. Today we'll review what AcuSeek is and how it can support real projects. Then I'll introduce the latest exciting addition to our AcuSeek product family. Also, we will go through what's new to the AcuSeek functionality and finish with a helpful guide on how to choose the most suitable AcuSeek NVR for your projects. Okay, let's start with the core question. What is AcuSeek and why we should use it? When something happens on site, the biggest challenge isn't recording the video, it's finding the right moment fast. This is where AcuSeek supports, powered by Guanlan, Hikvision's large-scale AI model. AcuSeek significantly reduces the friction of searching video. This aids teams to respond quickly. AcuSeek is our AI search engine, if you'd like. You can enter text description of what you're looking for, and AcuSeek supports you in finding the right moments quickly. Here's an illustration of the process. You simply describe what you're looking for by inputting text or even voice, and the system returns your results quickly. For example, person wearing red top and white trousers, and the system provides these results in seconds. The core idea is simple. Type it, seek it, fast, and locate the target in seconds. Now let's look at an everyday scenario. In hospitality, a common situation is a customer leaving something behind. Instead of scrolling through hours of video footage, staff can type a description, for example, person with brown handbag, and locate the relevant video clips quickly. This is where AcuSeek changes the workflow, reduces manual review, faster answers, and a better customer experience. Now let's look at another high-frequency scenario, retail. In retail, teams often need to find a moment based on behaviors. For example, person pushing a trolley with AcuSeek. Users can input text, use voice to text to search quickly. It's designed to be simple. Describe the target, retrieve the relevant moments, and respond quickly when it matters. And the value isn't limited just to retail. It also helps in safety and care environments. In nurseries or schools, speed matters when staff need to locate a child or review an incident. A simple decision like little boy in yellow t-shirt narrows down the results quickly. Now let's move to a classic operational scenario, parking. In parking environments, users often remember a situation, but not a timestamp. For example, person approaching a white SUV. AcuSeek helps locate the moment quickly. This is valuable for operators who need fast answers without digging through hours of footage. We also see strong value in industry or industrial factory or warehouse environments. In these environments, safety is a daily priority. And one question is whether someone entered a restricted area, for example, a forklift operating zone. With AcuSeek, the operator can simply type a query like person in forklift zones, and the system quickly returns the relevant video clips. Instead of camera checking or checking camera by camera or scrubbing through timeless timelines, teams can go straight to the moments that matter, supporting more efficient safety management. So far we've talked about what AcuSeek can do and how customers use it in a real life scenario. Now let's take a step back and look at how AcuSeek is delivered and how these capabilities can be applied to different types of projects, from small deployments to more complex environments. To do that, we need to understand the AcuSeek product family. AcuSeek is not a single product, it's a family of NVRs designed to fit different project sizes and requirements. Within the AcuSeek family, we have three different series: the KV-Pro, the IV-Pro, and the Deep in Mind P series, or sometimes referred to as Pro series. Last year we introduced the IV-Pro and the Deep in Mind P series, which have already been widely used in projects and received positively by customers. This quarter we're expecting the AcuSeek family further with the introduction of the KV-Pro, bringing AcuSeek to more small and mid-sized projects. The idea is flexibility. Customers can choose from different NVRs in the series based on factors such as project scale, search capacity, and operational needs. And this brings us to an important development in the AcuSeek family, the KV-Pro Series NVR with AcuSeek. One question we've heard constantly from partners and customers is this: how can we bring AcuSeek to smaller and mid-sized projects without adding complexity? This is where the KV-Pro comes in. The KV-Pro introduces AcuSeek starting from 4 channels and scales up to 32 channels, depending on the model. This makes AcuSeek accessible for small, mid-sized projects where customers want the benefit of intelligent search, but don't need enterprise-level systems. With KV-Pro, customers can perform up to 3 days of video text search directly on the device. In practical terms, this means that when a question comes up, for example, something that happened earlier today or yesterday, users can retrieve the relevant moments immediately. The benefit is very concrete: faster answers, less manual review, and quicker response in daily operations, especially for small and mid-sized projects where simplicity and speed matter. Language support and access options also play a big role in the real-world usage. The KV-Pro supports English text search directly on the NVR interface and the web client. For multi-language search or voice search, users can use the HikConnect app, which supports more than 30 languages through text and voice input. This makes AcuSeek easier to adopt across different regions and even user groups, especially for more mobile or on-the-go scenarios. In terms of search scope, here's what the KV-Pro covers. The KV-Pro supports searching for persons, vehicles, non-motor vehicles, and animals, covering a wide range of everyday operational needs. When users need more precision, AcuSeek can go even further. You can see how AcuSeek and AcuSearch work together. AcuSeek is first used to quickly locate relevant moments using text-based search. Then AcuSearch, or with AcuSearch, users can further refine results, compare attributes, and review activity paths. In practice, this means combining speed and accuracy. Users get answers quickly and then drill deeper only when needed. Another key advantage of AcuSeek is where it can be used. AcuSeek is designed to work across multiple platforms, including the NVR, local interface, web browser, Hike Connect, and Hike Central platforms, depending on versions and deployment. This gives customers flexibility in how and where they search, where they are on site, in the office, or working remotely. This flexibility comes even more valuable in multi-device environments. In steps with multiple NVRs, AcuSeek work together with Hikvision software to support searching across devices. Instead of checking each recorder one by one, users can run a single search and retrieve relevant results across the system, helping save time and reduce operational effort. Now let's quickly look at the VPRO models themselves. Here you can see the VPRO product lineup. Model availability may vary by region, so for final selection, please check with your regional sales representative. Now yesterday we carried out some live testing, and here you can see the results when searching the NVR via the web GUI. We carried out a search of a person on phone, and in this video we carried out similar testing via Hike Connect. In this video we searched for a female with a backpack on mobile phone and a silver VW, and finally we carried out speech to text, speaking Spanish. Bad Spanish by me, unfortunately. However, Hike Connect recognizes the speech and converts it to text and carries out the search efficiently. Again, in terms of search scope, here's what the VPRO covers. It supports searching for persons, vehicles, non-motor vehicles, and animals, again covering a wide range of everyday operational needs. Now let's look at what's new in AcuSeek functions, and more importantly, how these updates expand the types of questions customers can answer in real operational scenarios. One functional update is animal search. This is relevant for environments such as farms, logistical sites, industrial zones, or perimeter areas, where animals can be part of daily operations or even incidents. With animal search, AcuSeek allows users to locate relevant clips based on animal presence, helping teams investigate situations more efficiently instead of relying on manual review. Here we have a video demonstrating the animal search. Okay, so let's look at another update, which is license plate search, used together with ANPR cameras. In parking and access management scenarios, customers are often looking for a specific vehicle rather than a time or an event. License plate search allows users to locate related footage more efficiently and directly. The benefit here is faster investigation, easier validation, particularly in environments where vehicles are kept part of the daily, are a key part of the daily workflow. And again, here we have another video demonstrating the ANPR search. Beyond new search targets, AcuSeek also improves how users refine their search with negative words. Negative word search allows users to search based on what should not be present, for example, without helmet or without mask. This is especially useful in safety and compliance scenarios where teams are often reviewing whether rules were followed. Instead of reviewing footage manually, users can describe the exception they're looking for and quickly locate relevant moments, making compliance checks more efficient and focused. With these functional updates, AcuSeek now supports a wider range of real-world questions. We now see what AcuSeek can do and how the product family is structured and what's new in AcuSeek functions. To wrap up, let's focus on a very practical question, and how do we choose the best fit AcuSeek NVR for different types of projects? As mentioned earlier, and as a quick reminder, AcuSeek is available across multiple NVRs in the series. The goal here is not to memorize specifications, but to understand which AcuSeek option fits which project scenario. To help with that, let's briefly look at the comparison. This comparison table brings together the key decision factors across the AcuSeek family. Rather than going through every detail, I'd like to highlight a few points that are most useful when choosing the right solution. First, channel numbers. As mentioned earlier, the VPRO AcuSeek starts from 4 channels and scales up to 32 channels, and this is dependent on the model. For the VPRO and Deep in Mind P series, the system typically starts from 8 channels and can scale up to 64 channels, making these NVRs more suitable for larger deployments. So the second point, search targets. Both the VPRO and the VPRO support searching for persons, vehicles, and animals. However, the Deep in Mind P series goes one step further by also supporting object search, which is useful for more advanced or complex scenarios. The third point, supported languages. With the VPRO, English search is supported directly on the NVR local interface and web client. For multi-language support search, users can use the mobile app, which supports multiple languages. For the VPRO and Deep in Mind series, both English and multiple language search are supported across the NVR local interface as well. This is the local interface and web client and applications. Finally, the number of model objects per day. The VPRO is positioned as an entry-level solution, supporting up to 50,000 modelled objects per day. The VPRO, as a mid-level solution, supports up to 300,000 objects per day. For large-scale or complex projects, the Deep in Mind P series supports up to 600,000 objects per day. Instead of memorizing every detail, think of this table as a reference tool, something that helps you make confident, well-informed recommendations rather than a checklist you need to remember. These slides list the IPC models that are compliant with AcuSeek, together with the required firmware versions. The key takeaway again is simple: make sure the camera model and firmware meet the requirements, and if you have any doubt, please contact your local regional product team, as devices listed have been released in the EU regions. This page continues the compatibility overview and includes the 7 series Deep in View and PTZ series. Again, all devices listed have been released in EU regions. Please note that there are also other models like the 5 series cameras that also are compatible. Again, for more detailed information, please check with your local regional product team. This page continues the compatibility overview, including the the Deep in View X series cameras. Again, all devices have been released in the EU, and also check with your local product teams. We also support AcuSeek with thermal cameras in specific configurations. Here shows the thermal camera compatibility with AcuSeek for the visible channel, that's the optical channel. Here's a quick tip to make compatibility checks easier. On our official website, you can use the product selector to confirm whether a camera supports AcuSeek. You can filter by AI function and look for AcuSeek in this menu. Please ensure you use the correct regional website for your location. Now let's bring this all together with recommended solutions by project size. For small projects, the VPRO is typically the best fit. It supports up to 32 channels, works with standard front-end cameras, and allows users to access AcuSeek through the web interface, local GUI, or Hikvision. The value here is simplicity, speed. The VPRO delivers AcuSeek core benefits without adding unnecessary complexity. For the medium-sized projects, the VPRO offers more capacity and flexibility. It supports more channels, integrates with Hikvision central platforms, and is well suited for environments with multiple areas or higher operational demands. This is a good option when projects need more scalability, but still want to keep deployment and management straightforward and simple. For the larger projects or renovation scenarios, the Deep in Mind P series is designed to handle higher complexity. It supports larger deployment, broader search capabilities, and more advanced workflows, including multiple system coordination through Hikvision central or central management platforms. This option is ideal for environments where scale, flexibility, and advanced analysis are critical. Finally, let's have a look at some of the common questions we often hear, and I'm going to go through some of the Q&A or questions that are put into our chat. Okay, so one of the questions is the VPRO AcuSeek works only in the last 3 days of the recorded data? How about older data? The key takeaway here is you can search in 3-day chunks. So if you have 30 days of recorded data, you can search any of those 30 days, but only up to a maximum of 3 days in a row. Okay, so environmental issues like rain or cobwebs, would these affect results? Also at night with IR on. Again, when I've tested this, I found that rain and cobwebs don't affect the algorithm, and the IR light certainly enhances the experience and the quality of the algorithm. Okay, does AcuSeek work only in English or French AI? When we do the language conversion, you can type directly your one of the 30 languages available directly into the search, and you can speak the language into, say, Hikvision, and the Hikvision actually converts that, and the search is done in your native language. Since AcuSeek supports ANPR cameras and license plate search, does the NVR support blacklist, whitelist for plates, or does it have to be done straight from the camera end? This will depend on the scenario, and I would check with your local product team on the specifics of that one. but in theory you would use the license plate recognition as you would normally use. What we're providing here is an enhancement to the algorithm via using AcuSeek, where we can potentially combine text recognition as well as ANPR recognition from the ANPR camera. Will we be able to use AcuSeek on HCP version 3.0.1? Yes, you can, is the straight answer. Do the entry-level and mid-level NVRs support third-party PTZ on Viv cameras for basic functions? Yes, would be the simple answer. If you wanted to use the high-definition video stream from the PTZ, you would have to use the DeepInMind P model if you wanted any AcuSeek type functionality. The statement was you can have several multi-NVRs and use the AcuSeek one to search among others. Does that mean that you can have 3 normal and 1 AcuSeek and use it to perform the search? From the menu, you can select what AcuSeek enabled devices you want to search across. If one of the devices is a non-AcuSeek enabled device, it will not search across that device. And we'll look at one final question. Do we have an option to integrate AcuSeek from the NVR or other software via an API? Again, I would suggest you need to speak directly with your local product team and technical support pre-sales engineers to pursue that question further and understand it in more detail. Okay, so let's move on from the Q&A. So before we close, here's some exciting news. We have a giveaway for 10 customers, and we'll contact the winners after the webinar. So it's all of you that have registered and watched the webinar today. And finally, thank you for attending the Hikvision AcuSeek's NVR introduction webinar today. Hope to see you all again soon with our next update and technology innovations. Thank you. And we will also share the webinar recording and materials after this session, so you can revisit the content and my excellent presentation. And thank you again for joining us. Hope to see you all soon and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.